few hiccups caused a significant delay in the lieutenant governor releasing some election numbers. And today, she and Governor Cox addressed some of those issues. ABC4's Kate Gardner breaks it down for us.
They're saying those long lines and issues, particularly in Utah County, should have been prevented, and they're beginning to look into what needs to be done to prevent it from happening again. Governor Cox also has a message to Utahns today about what he hopes to see happen as we move past Election Day. Voters wait for hours to cast their ballots in Utah County on election night.
I think that says something about Utahns, about Americans. We value the right to vote.
Lieutenant Governor Henderson says the Utah County clerk had 10,000 provisional ballots for Election Day, but by mid-morning had already burned through half of them.
There was some lack of planning on the part of the clerk that I think, caused some problems that were unnecessary.
As lines began to grow longer, they soon learned other counties didn't have enough extra to help, so the state sent a plane to Arizona to get some ballot paper. Governor Cox says the paper likely cost $4,000, and by the end of the night, the county issued more than 20,000 provisional ballots.
County clerk is responsible for figuring out what voting should look like in their counties. They're responsible for deciding how many vote centers to stand up. They're responsible for deciding how much paper to stock. They're responsible for deciding how much ink to have on hand. And these are decisions that the state, that my office does not make. These are independently elected county clerks, and it's their responsibility to make sure that the voters in their county, no matter how many voters want to show up and vote, have that opportunity to do so.
She says they are now looking at what her office can do to prevent this in the future.
We shouldn't be focusing on changing the world. We should be focusing on changing our neighborhoods, making our communities stronger. Ultimately, that is how you change the world.
Governor Cox using today to acknowledge he knows much of the country is divided politically, but says we are all more alike than different.
Utahns and Utah can show the rest of the nation that there is a better way, a hopeful way, an optimistic way, and that's what makes America great. It is not her presidents, it's not her governors or lieutenant governors. It's everyday people in every neighborhood.
Lieutenant Governor Henderson emphasized that she doesn't want any of the election workers, especially those in Utah County, to feel like they did anything wrong. In fact, she says they did an excellent job with the circumstances they were given. Reporting from Capitol Hill, Kate Garner, ABC4 News.